old mate sends us land-based photos.
I was going to say, one of the few you can catch those big fish off the beach.
Yeah. So a lot of people will be heading down to Phillip Island for Easter, and what a great place to go for calamari if you're heading down there over Easter. I think they're just going to be on fire.
Yeah, I agree.
Big calamari down there. I know the snapper, you just said they'd stopped on the bite on the weekend, but prior to that, Deborah Green got out off Mornington and caught a lovely snapper. There you go. Well done, Deborah.
Good on you, Deb. And the snapper, they will come back on. I don't know what happened. We'll just put it down to a glitch in the system. They'll come back on.
Yeah.
There's so many fish there.
Tell you, I've got to start fishing with these two young blokes. They're going to come on. They're coming on next, right?
I've seen these photos.
I've got to start fishing with them.
Yeah, I reckon.
They're doing better than me. Have a look at this. Harry and Ben went off Rye and got a lovely gummy shark.
Yeah, it's a good gummy. Good on you, boys.
Very nice.
They're having
That's
a crack
good
these
fish. And follow that up with, they both got a fish. We could only fit so many photos on the screen, but Ben got a lovely calamari. Have a look at this.
Oh.
That's a cracking calamari.
That is nice.
Oh.
Now, can I just also mention that Ben and Harry have got a YouTube channel called Big Dog Fishing Adventures. Did I get that right?
Great name.
And they're actually joining us in the studio next week, the two boys.
That'll be some fun. They're great boys. They are. They have a crack.
Talk about young guns having a go. It's going to be a good episode next week. So they're joining us in the studio. We're going to have a look at all their YouTube stuff. So, all right, let's head down to Gippy Lakes, which has got a little bit of fresh water in it over the last few days. John Slater, before that flood, got a beautiful 38 centimetre brim in McClellan Strait.
Yep, and the brim fishing went absolutely burko for a little bit down there. We spoke to Brett Geddes during the week, Dave, and he couldn't believe what was happening. So.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to talk to him this week when we find out what's happening with the water.
Yeah. Another beautiful place down there is Port Albert and Summer Edwards. Young Summer. Have a look at the snapper that Summer caught.
Nice.
Oh, nice work.
That's a cracking photo, Summer. Well done.
It's like a new season fish. The colours on that look great.
Yeah. Good to see the kids out, isn't it?
They're getting nice.
Very nice.
It's so good to see. Now, the next one, got an email from Richard, and he goes, here's a pic of my 9-year-old son, Julian Shaw. And he caught this fish on the Goulburn River at Murchison on the weekend, a Murray cod that measured 43 centimetres. He was super stoked as it was his first cod caught on lure, a paddle tail soft plastic. He later caught another similar sized cod on spinnerbait, which was even more of a buzz for him, but unfortunately the phone ran out of power, so no pick of that one. Well done.
Julian.
Young man,
Look
Julian.
how dark that cod is,
I was going to say, how's the markings on that cod?
Stunning.
Good to see the kids out. The kids are out.
Getting amongst the lure fishing.
Yeah,
Good on
the
you,
lure
Jules.
fishing, yeah.
So good.
Now, cod take a beautiful photo, don't they?
They do.
They're just stunning. And the next photo we're going to show is just, I've got to rate it, probably one of the best cod photos I've ever seen.
Wow.
Which is a big call.
So whoever's behind that camera, kudos.
Yeah, well, you just don't know whether it's an iPhone or whatever, or a proper camera or not.
Yeah.
But I sent it around to a few people. Like I sent it to Car and Tiff. And they come back. Both of them come back, and they know a lot more about fishing than me.
Yeah.
Particularly Murray cod, and they said, well, it's the water that the fish is in can change that colour.
Yep.
Let's have a look at this. Jason Horvath, 102 centimetre Lake Eildon Murray cod. Look at that photo.
Stunning.
The colours in that fish.
They're very prehistoric looking,
aren't they? I mean, that's just showing the absolute beauty. Every single square centimetre of that fish.
Yeah, a little bit of marking.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The fins, the tail, like that is world class.
That's a good Murray cod too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, when we sit back and say, well, Fisheries, they do a lot of stocking, and that is the sort of thing that's the reward for years and years and years of stocking, of getting Snobs Creek right, of getting Arcadia right, of having a cod season that's open all year round.
Yeah.
Mm.
All these things come together to produce something like that, which is just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's and I'm sure, we didn't know, but that big cod fishery at Eildon is predominantly fires during the winter too. So you do now get this all year round native fishery too, which was generally in the warmer months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big tick. That is.
That's good. If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pics to info@ifish.com.au. Fish on!
I wanna go fishing.
And coming up, Fisheries News. All the details of Open Day at Snobs Creek Hatchery next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worsland's Tackle World Cranbourne.
Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start.
I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat.
Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing. Nikki Duckstein, Adam Ring and I in the studio right through till 9:30 tonight. Now, a bit of fisheries news. This is a good one for people that are bored this weekend, which would include most of the Collingwood supporters, by the way.
Whatever.
Saints.
2 and 1, Dave. It's all right. It's okay.
Saints are on fire.
Yeah.
64 points unanswered to Richmond.
It doesn't matter. You lost to Collingwood in round 1. That's
Yeah.
all that matters to me.
Damn it. Yeah, I lost interest after round 1. I shouldn't have. Anyway, all right, let's get on with this. This is the headline reads, Free Open Day and Tour at Snobs Creek Fish Hatchery. Fisheries Snobs Creek Hatchery near Eildon will open its doors these school holidays and welcome visitors to a free open day on Sunday, April the 10th. That is this Sunday. Victorian Fisheries Authority CEO Travis Dowling said the open day would provide keen recreational fishers, locals and tourists with the perfect opportunity to learn how stock fish are produced. The team at Snobs grew a record number of Macquarie perch fingerlings recently to help this threatened species recover in our waterways. Murray cod, brown and rainbow trout, Chinook salmon and trout cod are also grown at Snobs and released into lakes and rivers across as part of the state-wide stocking program. Mr. Dowling said the open day and tours provide a rare behind-the-scenes view into the hatchery where visitors can talk directly with expert staff about the process of growing their trout, salmon and native fish. The open day will have 1 hour tour time slots at 10, 11, 12:30 and 1:30. Bookings are essential and can be made, and the website's on your screen there. So get along to that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
opportunity comes around less and less every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, a great place to go and visit. You
Yeah.
know, stunning trout,
You've
really,
been
to see.
up there?
I've been a couple times and I
good,
love it.
isn't it?
I'll still go again, happily. So, no,
I
it's
feel like
very
taking a
interesting.
Rod and reel up there,
Oh,
don't
you want to just pick up and grab one, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is good. All right. Oh, and this is, I guess, pretty much associated with the next one. Fisheries are saying we've started the week off with a bang by stocking 72 of these large brood brown trout averaging 7 kilos. We've got a photo on the screen there. Loaded into the truck at our Snobs Creek hatchery yesterday morning. They went straight to the Eildon Pottage down the road. Guess what? This Sunday is our Snobs Creek Hatchery Open Day where you can get a free tour of the facility. It's a great way to gain an insight into how we breed the stock your fish and stock your fish across the state. It's also a fun day out for the whole family with lots of kids and activities. Now these big bad browns are swimming around in the pondage. You might want to squeeze in a family fishing session too. Sounds like a great idea for a Sunday drive this Sunday. So,
There is something about a brown trout. They are one of the best looking fish.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yep, it's good. And that's, I mean, they're stocked all year round now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those big brood stock. It's amazing program. All right, next one. Headline reads, Building a Better Boat Ramp at Lake Bullen-Merri. Construction is forging ahead on a major redevelopment of the main boat ramp at Lake Bullen-Merri near Camperdown in Victoria's southwest. The upgrade, worth around $2.5 million, is a key part of the Andrews Labor government's focus on reinvesting boater licence and registration fees through the Better Boating Fund and will make it easier to get out on the water at the popular fishing and boating destination. Underwater excavation is currently underway to remove material in preparation for the new concrete ramp to be built. Once the excavation is complete, the rock will be placed and compacted as a base layer for the resurfaced ramp. New underwater retaining walls on either side of the ramp will help to reduce sediment buildup, and pile driving will begin soon, along with trenches dug. The project also includes the installation of a new central pontoon to allow for temporary tying up and accessing boats, and a new turning circle at the top of the ramp. Work is on track to be completed mid-year. The ramp is closed while crews work on the site, but boaters and anglers can still hit the water at nearby Lake Tyres, just up the road. It's stocked with Chinook salmon and a variety of trout. And that's a big variety of trout up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of
Tigers,
Cheetah trout, yeah.
browns, rainbow,
Yep.
the lot.
There'll be a lot of happy anglers hearing that because it's, well overdue, but it's really exciting. I know a lot of our members can't wait to get back down there. So
Yeah. Great place. Camperdown's a great little town too. 2 pubs, great little atmosphere down there. Love it. We talked about this earlier on in the program, the amount of rain that's happened in East Gippsland in Victoria and also on the New South Wales coast, and we feel for all the people affected by that. We're going to have a look at some footage of Lake Tyres, and
this is incredible.
it's incredible. You'll see that you'll see in the forefront the pub. Have a look at this. Now we can talk about this. So you can see this is a drone shot. You can sort of see the entrance there, quite wide. These were taken at different times, by the way, because we're going to cross to a little bit more video. But have a look at that. That's some serious water heading in here.
Yeah, and this is the 3rd time that it's opened.
There's the pub. 3rd time in a year.
Yep. This shot is
this
is
really
insane.
shows you. Look at that.
That's
a lot of water.
A lot of water pushing out. And that's exceptionally wide of an opening for Lake Tyres.
It's not a little trickle out.
No.
Like that. That is.
Yeah.
Incredible, eh? Do you reckon
That's a
reckon
crazy.
there's any prawns left?
Yeah, offshore.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe in the ocean.
In all seriousness, though, the prawns will be gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Absolutely, they're gone. But
Yep.
brim, flathead, the tailor were already gone with the last opening. Does that bring the Trevally back in? Trevally Alley. It might.
It might.
Potentially. Well, it's probably happened at a pretty good time of year for that. It just depends. It's going to be interesting to see how long it takes for that to close because it wasn't that wide earlier, and it did take a couple of months for it to close.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
Could take a while.
Yeah,
It
it could
take
take
a long time.
And who knows what it's going to do for that fishery. I think long term it's always going to be a good thing, but short term it's going to be pretty. It's watch this space.
It's a lot of sand to build up again.
That's right.
To separate the ocean from the lake.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the key is going to be when it clears up.
Yeah.
The brim, they'll go and do their thing. Some of them will travel into Gippy Lakes proper, whereas I think a lot of them will probably hang on reefs outside just looking for clear water, and they'll cruise back in once it starts to clear up.
Yeah.
The flatties.
Well, we're having this debate, Nikki, on the radio the other
Yeah.
day with Brett Geddes about they're catching a lot of big brim in the Gippsland Lakes.
yeah.
Have those brim...
Are they resident or not?
or have
I
they
did
come
hear it,
from other estuaries and just swum into Gippy Lakes? And
which they do.
So potentially, because everyone knows there was a hell of a lot of brim at the entrance of Lake Tyres because of the prawns. They were just gouging on them. Will they populate other systems?
Well, I think what's going to be really interesting too is what happens with estuary perch in Lake Tyres, because the perch are notorious for migrating offshore and ending up in various systems. Now, Tyres hasn't had a massive perch fishery for a long time.
Yeah.
With all of the systems opening together,
it
could be really interesting for a future of estuary perch there.
Yeah.
It's just it may or may not happen, but it's going to be interesting where the fish settle once everything
Some of them are
calms down.
still golden tag fish too, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
they
that's
might
right.
come out of nowhere. Who knows?
Well, that one swam into New South Wales, the poor guy couldn't claim his prize.
Oh,
You're not allowed to catch them in New South Wales.
So if you catch a tagged brim in Paddo Lakes in the next 3 months, don't tell anyone, just take a photo and send it in.
That's possible.
it is possible. It's research at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's cool.
There you go.
That's possible. Hey, Nikki, let's take the opportunity. Your club.
Yes. Preston Northgate,
Yeah, Preston Northcote
Yep.
Angling Club, is that right?
Yep, correct.
Turns 100 this year.
We do. It's
Wow.
exciting time. So yeah, we're getting ready. Big event in August. So yeah, watch out.
Yeah.
If you're ex-member or new member or
How many members have you got?
we've got 140. So
Yeah.
but we're always looking for more. So
And is there people that have dropped off that you're going to go, we've got to get them back for this?
there is
Something,
there's a lot of third and fourth generation. Some we need to kind of get back to the club. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely a lot of families involved, and
Yeah.
we want to keep it that way. Obviously, we love families.
Do you
so-
have club rooms?
Yes, we do. We've
Yeah.
got lodges.
Where?
We've got
Where?
Port Albert, and we've got Hauqua. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
You
so
have
we've got a
lodges
saltwater
that-
and a freshwater lodge, and
Really? And then have you got a club room in...
we do in Preston itself.
yeah.
Yeah. So they bought it years ago. So we had very good members back then that thought ahead of time, and yeah.
Wow.
So
And is it,
yeah.
what, just on the side of the road, or is it on a lake?
It's on
or is
it's
it-
on a main road, Murray Road actually. So
Just an angling
behind
club
Bob
in the middle
Jane
of
T
nowhere.
Mart, if you want to know exactly. Yeah. Yep. That's where we all park in Bob Jane.
And what is it, like a hall or something?
yeah, it's a
like
big hall. Yeah, just your
How
old
many
school
people
hall.
would you fit in there?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 80 if you were lucky.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we normally have about 40
Yep.
in the club rooms, weekly meetings. So yeah, it's a great,
nice.
great
Weekly
environment.
meetings?
Yeah, weekly meetings.
Wow.
So
And do you have, obviously have trips and all that sort of stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
probably weekly or fortnightly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
mix it up a bit. So
Yeah.
I think they're going to they went to Nilakudi on the weekend. So I'm looking forward to hearing what they
Yeah,
did. So
Yeah. Well, there you go. Just want to talk about this one as well. It's that time of year where the VFA go and do their little bit of research.
Okay.
In fact, I'll read a little bit about this, and we've got some photos. We might show them while I'm reading it. It's that time of year again when the VFA's dedicated fisheries scientists head out on the water to measure the success of the most recent snapper and sand flathead spawnings. Involving late nights on the boat and sifting through catches, they measure and record the number of baby snapper and sand flathead at 35 sites across Port Phillip Bay. The data gathered is then inserted into models to forecast stock abundance, and when combined with creel survey information about what fishes are catching, helps forecast what your fishery will look like in the years ahead. Once the scientists have finished crunching the numbers, the results will be published, informing rec anglers what lies ahead. Look at that.
it's great data, and they've already from last year kind of seen an increase in sand flathead. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely see that in the next few years
Yeah.
come through. So,
Someone whispered to me that it might be
Yeah.
a good snapper result too.
Oh, really?
really?
'Cause we had some,
Okay.
it's a whisper.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to tell
well,
anyone. All right, but it's I think the last few years have been pretty
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Prior to that, there'd been some really poor ones, but it sounds like we're going to be in a pattern of some really good recruitment.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
But anyway, stand by. We don't really know the results. Just someone whispered that to me. It might be good. So, all right. Coming up next, product of the week. We head into the kitchen with Cara as well. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing, and we're going to talk Burley this evening for Product of the Week. And listen, originally this was going to solely be about garfish burley.
Yeah.
But the more I thought about it, these 4 products that I've got in front of me that you can see on your screen at the moment are the perfect burley base regardless of the species you want to target. So
Yeah.
we'll
What about
start with the
kingfish?
garfish. Seriously? This will catch you the bait to catch kingfish.
You are right.
Yeah.
You are right, actually.
So, at its most basic form, this is the best garfish burley because we've seen a little bit of a spike in garfish catches, particularly on the peninsula, and I would expect that to filter throughout the rest of the bay as we head
Yeah.
further into the cooler months. But this is basically a fine pollard burley. regardless of what it may be, that could be just breadcrumbs. It could be a specific formula like this one here that you can find in all of your local tackle stores. A little bit of tuna oil, and I'm going to touch on that one in a minute. But that there, obviously a small burley pot, whether you're fishing saltwater, freshwater, whatever, that's the perfect base to start a burley trail. And burley doesn't get spoken enough on its importance within recreational fishing. So for a garfish burley, there's a couple of ways you can tackle it. You can just use the fine mix, put a little bit of salt water in there, and I think salt water is important. You can either just spoon feed that into the water a little often for your gars.
Yeah. Yep.
Or a great way to start is to put a little bit in that bucket. Don't fill the bucket. A little bit. As soon as you get there, pop the bucket over while you're rigging up and doing everything.
Yeah.
But once you start fishing or you see the first sign of a garfish turning up, pull the bucket in.
Yep.
Don't leave it in the water. You're going to waste too much burley because it's going to dissolve through that really quickly, but you're also going to start feeding gars, not attracting them.
You don't want to overfeed them.
So as soon as they turn up, pull the bucket in, and then whether you drop the bucket in every 15 minutes after that, or the best thing that I found with gars, as soon as you notice you're not getting the quantity that you were, throw a little bit more burley.
Yeah.
You will be amazed at how quickly they come back on the bite, and every time they start to fade, a little bit more burley. If you're heading into the freshwater, that is the biggest secret weapon you'll ever use. That's aniseed.
Okay.
You don't need much of it. It goes a little goes a long way when it comes to this stuff. Drop that in this mixture. So you can use the tuna oil in fresh water. I don't, and I don't know why, because it still does the same thing. But I would swap the tuna oil out for the aniseed. But when I'm talking about that being the perfect burley base, if you're burleying for snapper, you can mix that with your pilchards or your nuggets or whatever you're doing, and now build that up for the species that you're going. The other thing you can do is, if you want to be really organised, rather than put salt water in, put a little bit of fresh water, actually freeze it down.
Yeah.
So make a batch with tuna oil, make a batch with some aniseed, mix them both. You could essentially have 3 or 4 different recipes, I guess, for your burley. And then depending on what you're targeting, you can add more as you go. So if you're going to, say for snapper or whatever, keep any of your old bait, throw that in there. You can't get this wrong, but that formula there is the perfect base to start a burley trail for any species, fresh or saltwater.
Yeah.
What's aniseed? Well,
Smells like licorice.
Yeah, it's licorice.
Do you use it in cooking or something? Or?
Oh, not that I know. If you need to ask Cara that one.
Or can we get an aniseed dish?
I don't think it'll taste that
She owes us
nice.
about 10 things on a list.
Is it fennel seeds that taste like?
Yeah, fennel seed tastes like a seedy,
Nikki, can I just say the seat you're sitting in, that we used to have a co-host on this show that would probably just neck that bottle right now on the street. Wouldn't he?
What do I... No.
No, not suggesting that at all. And I'm not even not even sure
if you're short of aniseed,
poison,
bit of Sambuca.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What's your theory on the floats, though, that you put the burley in? Are you a pro or you're not?
The little burley cage, the little feeder cages.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. It's more finding a balance of how much burley that cage is releasing, because I think that's the main thing with... And I've had some really, really good success filling those cages with the trout and freshwater.
Yeah.
And you throw a few maggots in there, so you've got the maggots coming out of the burley cage as well. Can work really well, but those cages are brilliant.
I was just laughing about the cricket that's in the studio.
I
mean, everyone's houses and works have got a cricket set, but there's a cricket in the studio. You've got to have a laugh, I tell you what. All right, we're going to go and catch a cricket, and you guys at home are going to watch Cara in the kitchen. Here we go.
As the weather starts to cool down, comfort food is what we all tend to go for. So tonight I'm going to show you how to make some green curry fish pies. To first get started, we're going to prep our ingredients. So I've got some beautiful flake. Any firm white fish will be fine for this dish. And I'm going to roughly cut it into cubes, approximately 2 to 3 centimetres. To accompany the flake, we're going to use beautiful fresh green beans and fresh capsicum. So top and tail our beans, and we'll just roughly chop those And we're just going to dice our capsicum. I'm using 2 types of pastry today. Short crust for the base of our pies to stop them from going soggy, so they will stay nice and firm, and then puff for that lovely crunch on top. These were frozen, so I'm going to let them thaw out while we put our curry sauce together. So into a hot pan, I'm going to add a little pre-purchased green curry paste. And we'll let that fry off for about a minute. In with the Thai green curry paste, I'm going to add a can of tinned coconut milk. Stir that through, and as the heat gets in, it's going to start to thicken up a little, and then we can add in our vegetables. Sauce has come to a lovely simmer. We'll add in our chopped veggies, and I'll leave these to cook for a couple of minutes, just so they start to soften. So our sauce has reduced, it's thickened a little, and our vegetables have just started to soften. So I'm going to add in our flake, and we'll allow this to cook maybe for 5 minutes. Now, if we were just going to be making a green curry, this consistency is perfect. The fact it's going to go into pies, I'm going to add a little corn flour mixed with water to slightly thicken it. And I'm also going to add some beautiful fresh Thai basil. And I will finish off with a squeeze of half a lime. I'll give that a little stir through, and then we'll take it off the heat to cool down. Now, I am going to cheat with our pies, and I'm using a pie maker today. So I'm going to cut out the base again with the short crust pastry, and then the smaller top with our puff pastry. Just let that thaw out a little bit more in the heat so it doesn't crack. And then we can spoon a generous helping of our beautiful curried flake. And with our lids, and we'll let the pie machine work its magic. They smell fantastic. Let's see how they've turned out. Look at that, beautiful, crunchy. Plate these up and we're good to go.
Makes you hungry, doesn't it?
Do you know what annoys me with Kara's cooking segment?
What?
She makes it look so easy.
I know.
There's no mess.
No.
Oh, Carol, you need to...
When you cook, do you make a mess?
Oh, you can't see the kitchen bench.
No, it doesn't. That'd be good with scallops too.
Yeah.
Like a
scallop pie.
Yeah.
They come up a bit on the show, I was going to say.
We haven't talked about them for a while, have we? So
add it to the list.
Yeah. Well, we've only got, do you know we've only got 3 left? 2 left?
Oh, Kara's going to have to be cooking because that list isn't getting any smaller.
There you go. Right, there, I know. We've only got a couple of episodes. We'll work it out during the break. Coming up next, Kramer's mailbag, and we're going to discuss the terrible situation that there will be no bait for next snapper season. That's next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worsling's Tackle World Cranbourne.
Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start.
I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat.
Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
All right, a little bit of mailbag. I love it when we get handwritten letters.
Like a real mailbag.
Yeah, I have actually opened this one before because remember that time when
still the best thing ever.
I didn't look at it first, Nikki, and it had swearing and carrying on.
That's why I reckon they should never be pre-read.
I had to pre-read this one.
Save
anyway, how good's that? A little bit of handwritten? Can we So no, you can't see that at all. But anyway, it's good. The heading on this one, on this letter sent in by Pino. Thank you, Pino. And apologise to the guy that checks the post office box. Been a bit slack lately. To David and the gang, Pino here, have a question for you and maybe you can help me out. Why can you not be able to buy a fishing licence from tackle shops anymore? There's fishermen out there that just don't have internet services and credit cards and don't know how to use phone apps, etc. From Pino. Well, the
You
two
can,
tackle
yeah.
shops that I run
Most of them
have
you can, yeah.
fishing licences. Is that something new?
It's not, and realistically, it should be easier for a tackle shop to sort a fishing licence for you now, because the old school books that
We don't have books anymore.
No.
We have a portal.
That's right. We used to
An
get books.
agent's portal.
That's right. We used to get books delivered and sent out to us by Fisheries. We don't have to do that anymore, and that
Yeah.
was a bit of a process back in the day. So I can see
But
why
we
it
have
would
a
have been too hard.
portal on our cash register.
Right.
That is, I guess it's a similar type system to buying one online. But for people that can't do it online, we have a portal in the tackle shop. So Pino,
Where's
maybe,
Pino? Where's Pino from?
He's from. His address is on here. He's from Keilor Park.
Oh, that's out my way. I'm sure you can get licences.
Yeah, we'll have a look into that,
yeah.
Pino, and get Travis Dowling onto it if there's someone not doing that. So there you go. Love the updates from Don Newman.
Donny.
Western Port Angling Club. Donny rang me today, out fishing today. He's been retired for 40 years and he fishes as much as he can.
Good on him.
Yeah. Retired when he was 70, by the way.
Yeah.
Hi, David. Stage 2 of the Hastings boat ramp upgrade has commenced with the delivery of the dredging pipes. They've set up a compound between the Hastings Tennis Club and the bay north of the swimming pool facility. The length of pipe from the ramp to the channel where the spoils are being pumped is about 2.5 kilometres. That's a lot.
Oh, there you go.
I'll let you know when there is further developments. On your Don.
Thanks, Donny.
Love that.
Great update.
Donny. All right, this is from Ray. Ray writes, love the show, been watching since season 1. On your Ray. Firstly, I wanted to wish Travis a very happy birthday from last week, or that was the week before. Love Trav and the great work he and the team at the VFA does for fishing across Victoria. However, I noticed a problem in something you said last week. You said Trav was turning 50. I say no way. Surely there was a typo error. Surely you meant to say Trav was turning 60. I love this. And that's closer to his appearance, chrome dome, and weird Uncle Arthur-like chuckle and mannerisms. Oh, I should have read this one, shouldn't I? A bit offensive to Travis. Thank God he removed the weird-looking caterpillar he had on his upper lip during lockdown, something that he called a moustache. What the? Anyway, question. Oh, this guy's all over the place. Has Adam left Tackle World? What's he doing now? Yes.
I have.
After 16 years, you now work for Rapala.
Correct.
And I've got some suggestions for the show. Guest appearances by Richie Minnow. Oh, Ray, Richie died. I don't know about... He got eaten by a shark or something, didn't he? Or something like that.
Chloe the Blowy's still around.
More
there.
frequent mentions of the comical Dolphin Sanctuary and bankers. Gee, those were the days, aren't they? We've got ourselves into trouble, Ray. Occasional cooking segments by Trav, Dave or Adam. We'll need to go into lockdown to do that.
You don't want to see me cooking it.
Thanks again for the great fun and informative show from Ray. Well done,
Good on you, Ray. And I'm starting a petition for Trav. Bring back the stash.
All right, now this is an interesting one. All right, in fact, we need the people at home to help us.
This is probably our best ever.
G'day, guys. Watched your show last Tuesday and was mortified that you all don't know the name of that great waterway between the two peninsulas off Melbourne, over here. The waterway is in fact a harbour and has 16 bays around its shore. It has a dangerous entrance and often Port Phillip pilots can be seen traversing these waters known as Port Phillip Heads, sometimes just called the Heads. Who's this? Elle wrote this. On the other end of the shores is the Port Phillip Council area. You'll note the word bay does not feature anywhere. The proper name of this waterway is Port Phillip. Look at a chart. You are supposed to be authoritative, so please get the name correct. That's a bit harsh, Elle.
It's an aggressive letter.
Hey, bit harsh. We Melburnians usually just affectionately call it the Bay, but never use Bay with the name.
So
Otherwise, what?
Are we allowed to call it the Bay?
Oh,
Yeah,
not
he's
just-
saying you
just
can call
the
it the Bay, but
Not
don't
according-
dare
Oh,
call
well,
it Port Phillip Bay.
Otherwise, I
technicality.
find the show bloody interesting. Now, so there's 16 bays around inside Port Phillip.
Yep. So he's correct.
Do you want me to read some?
Yep.
Canadian Bay, Davies Bay, Hobson's Bay, Half Moon Bay, Swan Bay, Shark Bay, which used to be Safety Beach. Oh, sorry.
Other way around.
Other way. Safety Beach used to be Shark Bay. Corio Bay, Altona Bay, Beaumaris Bay, Balcombe Bay, Dramana Bay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What are the other 5? We need to know.
Yeah,
Can
help
someone
us out.
get on our social media and tell us what are the other 5 bays that we can't find them? We Googled, didn't we?
Yeah, we couldn't find
And what
it,
did the
we?
chart say when you looked it up? Did it say Port Phillip Bay in the shop?
Oh, I didn't look. Didn't notice that. But anyway,
Well, I'll stop calling it Port Phillip Bay when people stop saying Western Port Bay.
Oh.
Because Western Port is not a bay.
But anyway, we've come up with 11 bays that are in Port Phillip.
Al,
we need
hit
the
us
other
up.
5. Or Al can write back to us next week, the full list of 16.
Yep. And I
How
won't
about that?
Can be his
deliver it in an
homework.
aggressive tone.
No. Talk about aggressive. The social media's been on fire this week, I tell you what. And this is some of the BS that's going around, I can tell you. This is, and I'm not going to mention names, but this is what's written on social media. Crazy how netting of pilchards and whitebait is gone when wreck anglers do not benefit at all from this. If anything, it hurts us as bait costs will explode and people will be using imported baits, releasing viruses into our waterways. The price of whiting will also explode. Now we'll get back to that. Let's talk about pilchards first because it says the bait costs are going to explode and people will be using imported baits, releasing viruses into our waterway. Now I've got some questions for you, Adam, because you worked at Tackle World for 16 years. The #1 Tackle World in Victoria, by the way. How long in those 16 years did you stock Port Phillip Bay pilchards? Period of time over those 16 years.
Not even 12 months. There was a little patch where we had Port Phillip Bay pillies for a bit, and then it went quiet. They weren't around for a while, or we couldn't access them for a while.
Yep.
And then they came back pretty well to the lead up of when I finished up, which was the 31st of December last year.
So not very long, in 16 years. So we didn't have them. If you're not selling Port Phillip Bay pilchards, then where do they come from? Are they
were
from Egypt or India?
No, Western Australian pillies, WA pillies, they were most of the block pillies you buy are from Western Australia.
Yep.
There was some coming from Eden, and the rest were coming from Lakes Entrance.
So not imported. So say 15 years out of the last 16, we didn't have to rely on imported pilchards.
Yeah, well, and
but this bloke's saying that we're going to have to use ones that have got viruses in them.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, we only dealt with realistically two predominant bait suppliers, and I hadn't. Not to my knowledge.
One of them's situated in Twofold Bay in Eden and has a pilchard licence, so that's where they're going to get their pilchards from.
Yeah, that's right. So, no, I don't know of any imported pilchards.
Do you think that the Victorian bait and tackle shops will have to import pilchards from overseas so we have any bait for snapper season? No, not.
I can't see it.
I'm going to rate that comment as a 0 out of 10 for that person having any idea about the bait industry. Now, the other bit says the price of whiting will also explode. And watch the black market explode as well. I'm finding it remarkable because what these people don't understand is that 90% of the take, other than pilchards, right? I'm going to park pilchards to the side now, the whiting stuff. 90% of the netting stopped in 2016 when the legislation was passed and 33 of the 43 netters took their package. So if the whiting price was going to explode and the black market was going to explode, wouldn't that have happened in 2016 when 90% of the netting left the bay?
Well, I think what we need to remember as a group that have just seen the end of netting in Port Phillip Bay, that you're right, predominantly majority of these changes happened 6 years ago when it was first announced 8 years ago that this was going to happen. So we knew this date was coming eight years ago.
Yeah.
And there was always going to be some questions asked. There was always going to be a bit of uproar when that date finally came. But what we do need to remember, and we do need to understand, this is a process that's taken 8 years to get to. What was the percentage of netters that took the buyout as soon as they could?
Well, 33 or 43, but that took out 90% of the netting of other species other than pilchards.
Yeah, so it has been happening over a long period of time, and we've just hit that end date.
But according to the experts, it's going to explode this month, and there's going to be a black market explode as well. So anyway, I'm going to rate that comment as 0 out of 10 for having any idea about fishing. There you go. If you'd like to write in...
Send your mail to...
What you do?
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
And coming up, all the all-important hotspots that's next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron is a trailer boat and social club on Port Phillip Bay. The club has a great range of facilities, including multiple boat ramps, ample car and trailer parking, boat wash and fish cleaning, fishing competitions and boat safety lectures, boating activities and club events, a restaurant and 2 bars. Easy launch and retrieval makes for a relaxing time on the water for you, your family and friends to enjoy. And boating memberships are now available. The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, the best trailer boat experience on the bay.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, Fishing Hotspots, brought to you by the Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, Melbourne's premier trailer boat club.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing. Now, I tell you what, hotspots on a cold day coming up. No, actually, Saturday and Sunday's looking all right.
It's going to get to 26 degrees again, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
Summer's still here.
Wind's down on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Saturday looking good? Sunday
picks up a bit.
I saw on social media today that you were I thought you were attempting to go fishing at Albert Park this Sunday.
No, I got a lot of comments.
And I said, there's F1 cars going round and round. You're not going to get in.
No, it's Kerford Road Pier we're going to.
Albert Park Angling Club, isn't it?
Yes.
Big club, that, isn't it?
It's massive, yeah. A lot of members.
Talk about a club that owns a bit of real estate.
They don't own that.
Oh, don't they?
No.
99-year lease.
Yeah, it's a long lease. Yeah.
It's good. All right, let's kick it off. Long Reef, King George whiting. That's over the west side over there. Absolutely on fire for good whiting at the moment. If you live in Geelong or Altona or Werribee, any of those places along there.
Which bay is that in? Would it be Coral?
Long Reef Bay.
Yeah, Long Reef Bay.
It's in Port
Ellen will
Phillip.
tell us next week.
Port Phillip.
Yeah. All right. A little bit of warm weather, a little bit of higher barometer. That normally means the snapper are going to go off at Mount Martha because they're still there. They just didn't bite last weekend.
Biting really well in Shark Bay.
Balcombe Bay.
Balcombe Bay,
Balcombe Bay's there as well. So
water flowing out.
We
of
should
Balcombe
change the names
I
of some
like
of these
this.
places.
This is good.
Yeah. All right. We talked earlier on in Catch of the Week about some nice calamari being around, and at this time of year, the whisper is there's some actual big models sitting on Tyre Bank in Western Port. The place to go.
Yep, 3.5 and size 4 jigs. Don't go
size
small.
4?
Yeah,
Don't be fishing for
even
big
the small
calamari
ones will
now.
take the big. So
Yeah, there you go. If you want to get some of those big King George whiting, I know old Donnie, I think he only got 8 today, all over 40 centimetres. Head to Tortoise Head Bank, King George whiting. They're big there.
Have a crack, Donnie. You can do better than 8.
Yeah. Well, he's out. He's old mate Dave.
And, yeah. Okay.
Although
So
Dave is 30 years younger than him.
Okay, so Dave got 7 and Donnie got 1.
Probably. Don would have tagged him and put it back. All right, let's head inland. And I'll tell you what, a place that is absolutely on fire at the moment is Cancurran Reservoir.
Oh, I reckon we've never had this.
Yeah,
I don't reckon that's ever been mentioned. Cod and Yellows.
Nice.
It's going to be a nice day on Saturday. Get up and do some freshwater fishing. It's a great little place there.
Yep.
Get out in the tinny and really enjoy it. And lucky last, you saw what's been stocked in to this place only yesterday.
Yep.
Eildon Pondage brown trout is the last hotspot for the week. Get up there.
Yeah.
It's an open day on Sunday at Snobs Creek Hatchery. Get up there and enjoy some of those big browns and have a nice lunch in town and all that stuff.
Definitely the place to go this weekend.
Yeah. There you go. Now, Nikki, You've just been up there.
I have just been up to Eildon. I think it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Would you have a workshop?
We did. We did a bit of a workshop, did a bit of planning, got together. It was great. It was the first kind of face-to-face event we've had for a long time. So, yeah, it was amazing up there. I mean, you know what Eildon's like. It's just stunning to start with. And then, we got all of us together. There was about 15 of us up there. So, yeah, great.
And what do you do?
Well, we did some personal development, but we also mainly did some planning for the year ahead. So we've got lots of events coming up. So, it's an exciting time to be in Worth. So,
Is there a new leadership program?
I think they are going to do one, so keep your eyes peeled. But I think they are planning another one. But the main kind of thing we're doing is the Worth locals. So we're doing local areas where we're taking, doing events. So we're doing one in Port Melbourne on Sunday at Albert Park, not the lake. So we're gonna have people there fishing, showing women how to fish. So get involved, and it's a really exciting time to be involved.
Now I know Heidi behind our cameras.
She's a bit of a fangirl for us at the minute. So. No, shout out to her. But
co-hosting soon.
So it's.
But if women at home are watching, like wives and girlfriends and all that sort of stuff, are watching and want to be involved, what do they do? Just join the Facebook page.
Join the Facebook page. So search Women in Rec Fishing Network, and you'll find us, and then you'll see the events there. So it's very easy to do.
Okay, so all the events are listed on the page.
Yep. And if you just want to support us in general. Look us up on Instagram. You can follow along. Anyone can follow along. So if you want to see what's going on.
From the VFA, who's running things now?
Belinda.
She back?
Yeah, she's back, and Steph as well. So we're loving having them involved. So they're just great people, as you know. She's a bit shy to come on the show, but Belinda's amazing. Big shout out to her.
Actually, I did talk to Belinda about coming on the show.
Yeah, you need to get her on.
We forgot about that, and
she's an amazing woman. She does all the events as well. So
Yeah, there you go. Just a reminder too, if you want to get all the up-to-date fishing reports virtually on the eve of the weekend or the morning of the first weekend, 3MP. Adam and I are on there every Thursday, although Adam's given me the flick again this Saturday, so there'll be a ring in there. But 6 o'clock's that Adams, or you can get on the 3MP app or 3mp.com.au and listen to the show and podcast whenever you want after 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. So. Next event for Worth is this Sunday. Can people just rock up this Sunday?
No, we want them to hop on to our page and then click the link and tell us you're coming. But there's plenty more events coming up. I think we've just had one down in San Remo. We've got one up North Central soon. So we're going to be all over the place. So look out for your local one.
Awesome. There you go. Good stuff. Worth. And get on it on the Facebook page, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. So that's it for the show. We hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, a couple of young gun YouTubers join us in the studio. Big Dog Fishing Adventures. Check them out. They'll be joining us next week. Until we see you again next week on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.